Hello, Allie.
Hi, Minnie. How's it going?
It's going good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Well,
going better
well,
now that we're finally doing this.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to Liverpool, USA. This is a best friends podcast. Because we are best friends.
Yes. And what are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about celebrities, which is kind of random, but I don't know. I just didn't do the notes until this morning.
Yeah.
um, and so then I just chose a random topic and put some stuff down.
Yep, that works. It works. I mean, sometimes we've got these, like all planned out for a while, like with our top
Yeah.
albums and stuff like that. And sometimes it's just random, which is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Because that's just the way that it be. And we'll still have a lot to say. I think that this is
Yeah.
a really interesting topic. I was reading your notes, and I
Yeah.
do have stuff to say about celebrities, and I'm sure you do too. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So in general, what would you say your feelings are about celebrities? Do you have positive feelings or negative feelings?
Um, oh, like the concept of celebrities. I
I
guess I
mean,
I hadn't really thought about like how I feel about celebrities, like in general.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, okay, I guess if I really think about it, probably a lot of negative feelings. And I think that it's
yeah,
less in like the concept of celebrity and more about like the people who become celebrities.
sure,
The
sure,
people who we make celebrities. Cuz
sure,
there's a lot of like not great celebrities, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it really goes. It's like I either have very positive feelings or very negative feelings about specific
Yeah,
celebrities.
specific, yeah. And then I try like more and more to not think about to like not put too much energy into feeling positive or negative about celebrities because
Yeah,
it's really
yeah,
easy to like think that you know a celebrity because you see and read and hear so much about them, but really you have like no idea what's in their brain or what their life is like, or like I'm like,
yeah,
I don't know this person. I'm not going to take part in this whatever conversation about whatever this celebrity is doing,
yeah.
because it's like I'm not going to have an opinion because I just like can't waste my time with that.
That
um
I think is a healthy thing.
yeah, but
Yeah.
I do have like I do engage in parasocial relationships with celebrities.
This I know about you, which is why I was excited to talk to you about celebrities because I think you and I are different in this way.
Mhm.
Um I don't know. Like there are people that like have no like there are people who don't keep up with like any celebrities at all. Like they're just kind of like
Yeah.
unaware of anything pop culture celebrity
Mhm.
adjacent. That's not me. Like I definitely know about celebrities and I'm like roughly up. I'm probably not as up to date as other people. I don't know, but like I definitely know about what celebrities do. I don't know, but like
Mhm.
I'm not. I don't really do the parasocial relationship thing. Um,
Yeah,
at
yeah.
least not very much. I'm sure I do at least a little bit because there are definitely celebrities that I like. That I keep up with, and yeah, I don't know, but yeah, but I definitely know that you like a lot of celebrities um in like very engaging ways, I guess. Like I don't know. I know that you're very like in tune with the fan base, in tune with like the goings on, I guess, of a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
celebrities.
Yeah, and specifically I think all of the celebrity level people that I follow,
Mhm.
which I don't know how we would like define celebrity, but basically anyone that has like a significant social status that like
Yeah.
yeah, like some sort of significant social status in which they have people who like look up to them for like whatever reason, or they have like a significant
Yeah.
social following or whatever. But
I think it's anybody who is paying attention to this person's life who doesn't actually know them in real life is at least
yeah.
some form of celebrity.
Yeah,
And there's
yeah.
like micro celebrities. or like I guess some may say like D-list celebrities or something, you know, where it's like, you know, they're not a household name, but
Yeah, yeah.
there's still, you know, like lots of YouTubers, lots of like social media people
Yeah,
are,
definitely. Yeah. Yeah,
you
like
know,
I feel like I would qualify like an influencer as a celebrity, even though they're
yeah.
not like, I feel like most of the time we think of like actors and stuff
Mhm.
like that when we think of celebrities. Um, I the celebrities that I keep on my radar are usually, if not completely, somehow tied to music, and then a
Yeah.
little bit to YouTube. I have
Yeah.
like YouTube people that I follow pretty closely, and
Yeah.
then mostly musicians and some bands. Not like all of my favorite bands, but there's like um My Chemical Romance obviously is one that I like
Mhm.
that I not only like follow their social medias and like listen to their music and like read about them and stuff, but I'm also somewhat involved in like the online fan base.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
like super actively, but I have like the blog where I follow people and like sometimes engage in like conversation, but only with like a
Mhm.
couple specific other people. Um so I wouldn't say that I have like online friends or anything in that like community, like not super hardcore, but yeah, so like I like know what they are doing. If they post something on social media, I probably see it. And then the
Yeah.
other main one is musician wise is I have followed the Lynch family, which was like the members of R5 who aren't a band anymore, as you know. But
Yeah.
they I've been following them since my freshman year of high school. I was like, I mean, how old was I? Like 13 or something like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
Um so like I don't know, half of my life almost or something like that. Wow,
Yeah.
really, it's really been that long. Oh my god, that's so wild to think about. So I
Wow.
have been, and it's very odd, and this is where like the actual parasocial relationship stuff comes in, and where it's like I know that there has to be like scientific essays or something written about this because it's very strange to me,
Yeah.
but I've been following these people like on social media and supporting their various projects, music and otherwise, um, and like keeping up with them in ways for years since like
Mhm.
2011 or 2012, and so it's like, but I know I'm like self-aware. I know that I don't actually know these people.
Yeah.
I think that there are definitely people who like don't fully realize that, but I like
Yeah.
know, like I don't hold these people, or I try not to like hold these people up on a pedestal and are like these human beings are perfect, like they never do anything wrong, and they're like the perfect example of like what I want to be or whatever. Like I I don't do that.
Mhm.
I follow them like to like support their music and such, but I also like I don't know. There's this weird like that I'm just tied to them at this point. Like they're almost like a
Yeah.
distant
I get
family
it.
member who doesn't know me, which is very parasocial, but it's
Yeah.
just like I don't know, it's weird. So that's my relationship, I think, with like those are the closest things. And then probably like Game Grumps on YouTube, or like the YouTubers that I
Yeah.
like am most like attached to. Um
Mhm.
yeah. So those are like the ones that I keep up with the most. Yeah, the train
I
makes
swear the train
it's
comes
like
through like every single time.
oh my gosh. So I think those are the main celebrity status people who I
Okay.
really like pay attention to. Of course, you see like other things. There are other celebrities I'm like a fan of or whatever, like actors and whatnot, but those are the people
Yeah.
I think that I like follow on the social media and like care about what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I definitely follow a lot of musicians because I think I have a closer relationship to their music and their art than I do to them, and so I follow them and I keep up with them kind of religiously, but not necessarily to keep up with them as
Oh,
people, but
uh-huh.
more to keep up with like, you know, the content that they're producing, I guess.
Mhm.
um, which is usually music. It's not like self content. I don't know, because like there's a lot of celebrities whose
Like their
product, I
content is like their
guess.
life basically,
Yeah,
like vlog people and
yeah, and I think
yeah.
that is easier to have a parasocial relationship with
Yeah,
because
totally.
that line kind of gets blurred. But for me, most of the people that I keep up with extremely like religiously are not people whose content is themselves. It's people whose content is like music or something. Um and so or I there's a couple of authors that are kind of like this as well. So I guess either music or books. Um, but it's very clear to me that I follow them that way to keep up with their work and not to necessarily keep up with them as people. Although
Hmm.
I do know a lot of things about them as people, I guess, and I guess I like them as people because if I didn't, I probably wouldn't like their art. I don't know,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. I think that's I think it's kind of almost natural for that kind of thing to happen. Like you're a fan of this person's art. And so I think it's very natural for someone to be a big fan of an art form and want to know a little bit more about the person who created that, you know? Because an
of
art
course,
form,
yeah,
even if it's not telling the whole story, but it's still like it can be a very personal thing.
yeah,
And so it can make people feel connected to you in a way. And I think
yeah,
that's kind of just like where that comes from is it's very natural to, you know, want to connect with people who you relate to in some fashion. And sometimes
yeah.
that person just happens to like have a lot of people who know who they are and then that person doesn't know who any of those people are. You know, or like
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely like to consume things that people who are famous make, right? Like I'm
Yeah.
definitely not the type of person that's like, you know, oh, like the internet is poison or like,
Mm-hmm.
any celebrities are like I know that there are people that think that celebrities are kind of like pawns or whatever, right? Or like
Oh,
um
uh-huh.
or like super fake or like I'm not the type of person that thinks that. And so it's definitely not that I don't like celebrities. I just think that I don't like really like I guess I really 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 know that like consuming somebody's personality um is kind of like a weird way to like consume somebody. I don't know. Like
Oh, I think I see
I
what you
just kind of
mean.
like I have like a fundamental like disconnect that I think kind of prevents some of the like celebrity obsession stuff from fully forming because it just feels like weird to me kind of. I don't know.
Yeah,
Um
I get that. I get that. Yeah. I think the only person that I am a little bit like that with, like a vlog type person who like shares like a lot of the
yeah.
content that she creates is basically just like parts of her life,
Yeah.
is connected to like R5. Like if I would have found
Mhm.
her independently, I don't think I would have been like a fan, but
Mhm.
because she's like already connected to the like music thing that like already existed and it just kind of like branched out from that and so it just like went into that.
Yeah.
And I don't like it could be I know that there are people who are like worse. Like there's definitely like lines and
Mhm.
there are definitely people who consume like disrespectfully, I guess you could say. You know, like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. And it's so easy, I think uh to what's the word I'm trying to think of? Dehumanize celebrities.
Yeah.
And it's really
Yeah.
important to remember that like they're also humans,
Yeah.
which can go a
Yeah.
lot of directions because it's like it's
Yeah.
important to remember that in the way that like they're humans so they like aren't perfect and like can mess up and that's okay, but it's also important to remember like they're humans so don't be weird about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is the thing, right? Is like, so I don't know. I know a lot of people feel a lot about meeting meeting celebrities, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and people, especially, like there's quite the like cliche about like the fangirl, right? Of
Yeah.
like,
Which I totally
somebody,
get because I totally was in the beginning,
yeah,
like freshman year when I was first like yeah.
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 Yeah, like yeah, and it's kind of a stereotype, and it's also like a
Yeah.
real thing. Like I've definitely seen it occur. And yeah, I that kind of thing, I think a little bit has always given me the ick, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Um Mostly I think because I'm so extremely introverted that I it is not appealing to me to meet somebody. I don't know. Like,
That's interesting. That's interesting. Because cuz I'm not like that. I'm interested in meeting
yeah.
the people who create the art that I'm interested in.
Yeah, and and I do like to meet, I do like, I have met some of the musicians that I
Oh, yeah.
like, and I've met some of the authors that I like. And it's not that I'm like not excited to meet them, but I don't fangirl in the way that I know some people do, because I don't like, I don't know what the word is, but like I don't have this like perceived connection, I guess.
Mm.
I'm not like excited to meet this person. Like I'm excited to tell somebody that their art is important to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's good. But it has nothing to do with my relationship to the person. You know what I mean? It's more
I think I know what you mean.
like, it's not about like, I don't care that it's me getting to talk to this person. It's more that like, oh, it would be nice to have this person hear that somebody appreciates their art, I guess. But it
Yeah.
doesn't, it like, I have no concept of any relationship that ever will be between me and
Oh,
this artist.
uh-huh.
Like I don't care at all, or have any like perception that anything like that could ever exist.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of just like, oh, I'm not meeting this person so that we can have met, you know. I'm
Yeah.
meeting this person
I
to
get what you
say,
mean.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's sort of my like perception, and it's not that I'm like that I like actively chose to like think this way about it. I think this is just sort of my natural like reaction to
Mm.
celebrities.
Yeah, yeah, which I think is like a decent way to be because it's more of a personifying way to think about it. Because you're like, yeah, this is a human being and like
Yeah,
yeah, it'd be cool to meet him to be like I love your work, and just be like
yeah,
it's cool, For
yeah.
me, I do enjoy, like meeting musicians and uh and I have talked to like Dan and Aaron from Game Grumps. I have
Mhm.
met them. Um and and Dan and Aaron from Game Grumps and also Aaron's wife Susie absolutely like, and I know that I've only talked to them. I've met Aaron twice, so I've had two short conversations with him.
Mhm.
And like Danny once, but like just the nicest people, just the absolute just nicest people. And I
Mhm.
don't like, of course I don't know them personally, like I don't know their like everyday how they interact, like whatever, but like very pleasant conversations. um
Yeah.
but like the thing for me about when I think at this point, because when I was young I think I definitely did more of like the fangirl thing, but at
Mhm.
this point I want to talk to, let's say specifically musicians, um when there's a chance to like meet one, I get nervous, not because they're like celebrities specifically, but because I am just like awkward in general when I talk to
Yeah.
people. And then also I like want to tell them, that I enjoy their work or whatever, but I don't want to be awkward. I specifically don't want to seem like I'm trying to flirt with them because a lot of like young male musicians, they have these like girl fan bases, and a lot of them are just, you know, like being very like fangirly. And I'm like, I don't want to just seem like I'm
Yeah.
trying to like flirt with this person. Like I want to seem like genuine, but I'm also just
Yeah.
like so awkward, and like this person has like created this art that I really like and they have no idea who I am. And it almost feels weird that I feel like I know more about that person than they know about me, like because I like consume their entertainment, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. But I try to remember like this is a human being and I just want to compliment them, and everyone likes compliments,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, or whatever, you know. So, yeah.
Interesting. So, do you have any like particularly good celebrity meeting stories? Like any specific celebrities? I guess you
Uh,
sort of just talked about Game
yeah,
Grumps,
yeah, the
but
one that was really sweet. That was, and the first time that I met them was in Birmingham, England.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and I also met Susie, who is Aaron's wife, who does uh art stuff that
Yeah.
she sells on her website. I love her art. And they were, yeah, they were all just, it was, that was honestly like the best celebrity interaction I've ever had, I think, because
Oh, okay.
they were so genuine. Like they were just
Yeah.
people just like having a conversation, but it was just so genuinely nice. Like they were taking time with every person because they were there to sign posters, but they took
Yeah.
time to like at least have an interaction with every single person, which I thought was very sweet. And they were
Yeah.
very genuine and were very like gave you their full attention and would like ask you questions and like comment on what you were saying, and which is, you know, like very sweet. um
Yeah.
I think I've definitely talked to I don't want to like I don't let one interaction define the entirety of what I think this person's like personality is, but I
Yeah.
think it was Patty Walters from As It Is.
Okay.
He was like outside of Warp Tour once, and
Yeah.
I think my sister and I like both went up to talk to him, but he was very like didn't like he was a little bit like flippant and like wasn't really paying attention to people and was just kind of like
Mm,
uh and it was just like a little bit discouraging because it was like, oh well,
okay.
like I
Yeah.
wanted, you know, like, and my sister has like a specific connection with him and like why she started playing guitar and stuff because of his like old
Oh,
YouTube
yeah.
videos and stuff. But it was just kind of like a little like awkward moment. But it's like I don't know what was going on. Maybe there was too many people there and he was like in a hurry, or maybe he, you know, like
Yeah.
there's so
Yeah.
many things that could happen where it's like maybe to him he thought he was being super cool and then it just like didn't come across that way. You know, like I don't know.
Totally. Yeah.
I don't know if I've had any other when I was really young and we saw R5 like freshman and sophomore year. I think it was the first time we
Hmm.
saw them. Uh the two of the members like rolled over the hood of my mom's car to like hide behind it when the bus driver came out after the show to like tell them that they had to leave because we were just like hanging out in the parking lot with like a bunch of fans in them.
Oh my
So
gosh.
that's
Yeah.
always like a really funny story just to think that like Ross Lynch like rolled over the hood of my mom's car.
That's very funny.
Yeah, which is just like kind of a funny
That's kind
thing.
of iconic.
I
Yeah.
don't I can't
My
think right now of any other like significant celebrity
Yeah.
stories. But now that I think about it, I've met quite a few or had
You have,
interactions
yeah.
with at least quite a few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't met very many celebrities. Like I said, it's not something that I like really go out of my way to do super often. So
Mm-hmm.
makes sense, I guess. Also, I haven't been to a lot of like uh places that celebrities be, I guess.
Oh,
Like, you know,
uh-huh.
I know you've been to like some Comic Cons and some like
Oh, yeah.
different things like that, I guess, where
Celebrities are.
you know, celebrities just like are.
Yeah.
I haven't really been to as much stuff like that. I've met a couple of musicians for sure. I met Palais Royale. They were super nice to me. Although I am pretty sure that they were super nice to me because they thought that I had cancer.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know. That does not speak poorly about them, but it also doesn't necessarily speak like amazing about the I don't know. It's like kind
Uh-huh.
of like a weird I don't know. It's kind of a weird
Yeah.
phenomenon.
Because they were nice and genuine to everyone, but it was like you can tell
Yeah.
that they were like even more nice and genuine to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, which like, you know, again, that's not like a bad thing to do. Like they're just trying to be nice if they think
Yeah.
I'm like having a hard time. But also I have a particular like gripe with that type of thing.
Yeah.
Um, but anyways, they were super nice to me. Um, and I have met my favorite poet and my favorite author, and both of them were extremely cool. I didn't have a super long conversation with Chuck,
Oh,
but
yeah. Yeah.
he did. So I wore so this is probably my most like celebrity moment type thing, like buying into celebrity stuff a little bit. But I wore a specific shirt when I was meeting Chuck Klosterman because I wanted him to comment on it,
Yeah.
and he did. Um, and so I kind of manifested that for myself. And
That's so funny.
um, yeah, it's a good shirt. It has a little monster on it. It's a band shirt, and it's weird. And I knew that if anyone was gonna appreciate and comment on my weird band shirt, it was gonna be Chucky K. And
Yeah.
he did. He
Oh
was
my
like, "I
gosh.
like your shirt," and I was like, "Thank you. It's a band." And he was like, I can't remember what he said, but he said something funny.
Oh, uh-huh.
When I said it's a band, he was like, "Oh yeah, I figured," or something. I don't
Oh,
know.
uh-huh.
But
Yeah.
yeah. So anyways, he was really cool. I didn't have a super long conversation with him, but I did tell him that his book "Killing Yourself to Live" was one of my like most important books, and he just said thank you or something like that, I think.
Mhm.
Which was good. And I also have met Olivia Gatwood, who's my favorite poet. And I actually did have a little bit of a conversation with her because it wasn't quite as big of an event. Um, and she actually said something really sweet. Again, I think she might have thought that I had cancer.
Oh.
Unclear. But she has this line in one of her poems that says like you have so much beautiful time, and she told that to me like in words to my face, which was really sweet.
Aw. Yeah.
um yeah, and I don't know, she probably says that to like everybody, I don't know, but it was still sweet, it was still
Yeah.
nice. And I got to tell her that her poetry means a lot to me, and that's always like a good thing. But yeah, I haven't really done a lot of celebrity encounters, really. If I see a celebrity in the wild, I would never go up and say hello to them.
Oh, yeah. It depends on the celebrity, to be honest. Like, if it was someone that was very significant to me, and if it wasn't in a restaurant,
Yeah.
I don't know where that came from, that, like, specifically I feel like it's just specifically inappropriate to walk up to someone if they're, like, eating in a restaurant, to, like,
Oh my
talk to
god,
them.
I agree 1,000% because it happens to me. I am not a celebrity, but it does happen to me all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally on my birthday, Abe and I were like having a fancy like birthday lunch, and some random person came over to our table. Like we were in the middle of eating, and somebody came over to our table and was like, "Hey, I'm so sorry to intrude, but like, do you have cancer?"
Oh
And it
my
was just
gosh.
like, wow. And it's just so awkward because you can't be like, "Go away." Like, I don't want
Yeah.
to
Like,
talk to
hello,
you
I'm
because like,
eating.
but it's also like, yeah, I'm like having like a birthday lunch like with my boyfriend, and it's like a very nice moment, and you're like
Wow.
completely interrupting.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and yeah, it's like especially when I'm like trying to eat, like I just took a bite, like
Yeah.
go away, like
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So, yeah,
so
so
I
you're like
agree.
kind of like a celebrity.
That's right. That's probably why I don't want to like talk to
Oh my
celebrities
gosh. Yeah. Yeah.
because
Yeah,
I don't like to be talked to.
that's another
But
thing, is like I don't want to bother people, which is why I feel like
yeah,
in moments where it's like it's an event and that person is like
yeah,
there to talk, like that's like the most
yeah.
appropriate time to talk to a
Of
celebrity.
course, yeah,
I've also heard that there's a lot of celebrities who say like hey, really cool meeting you out in the wild, you know. But I know that there's times where it's like maybe some celebrities are okay with it if you like go up and talk to them during dinner at a restaurant. But I'm like that just feels like generally
No,
people
yeah,
wouldn't want that.
no, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of that kind of, you know, we I think we put a lot of pressure on celebrities to like, you know, behave all the time, always, and like be not only just behave in general, but like be on their best behavior and say all the right things and
Yeah.
you know, do it at the exact right time and always be in a good mood and all this stuff. When that's extremely unrealistic. Um, but you know, to what degree do you think we should do that?
Mhm. I mean, I think that there are very, and this is just like my beliefs. I think that there's a very basic, probably few things, or few at least relative to what a lot of people seem to believe. There's like a few very basic things that I think that like all humans should just like do or not do, you know? Like
Yeah,
don't hurt other people on purpose, like don't hurt yourself, you know,
yeah.
stay in your lane, you know, give
Don't
when
be
you
like,
can, you know,
yeah,
be nice. Just be nice. Just be
just
nice to
simply,
people.
yeah,
Yeah. And so and we definitely, you know, and it's just another one of the ways that we dehumanize celebrities, you know, and we expect them to be a certain way all the time and and we have to remember that they are human. They are going to
hmm,
make mistakes sometimes. And there are mistakes. I don't think that like celebrities need to not do or do anything different than like normal like other people. Like so
yeah,
like if like normal human beings that aren't celebrities shouldn't like, you know, I don't know. I can't think of it like
be
shoot
racist,
someone, you know? Yeah, like
yeah,
be racist, like do an actual bad crime that's like hurting someone or whatever. Like
right,
everyone should be on the same playing field with that kind of stuff. And
right,
even though celebrities, I don't necessarily think, and this is one that I've gone back and forth on a little bit, but especially in recent times because celebrities have a lot of like a following and things that celebrities say can influence what their followers, essentially their fans, think or do.
yeah,
And but I don't necessarily think that it's like a celebrity's job to promote anything specific. Um, I think that they should be just nice, and then naturally, hopefully, people who are fans of them will be like, "Oh, this person's nice, so it's cool to be nice." But I don't think that they have to like know a lot about, you know, like especially recently with all of the like relevant political issues and stuff. Like I don't think celebrities
right.
need to be experts on that kind of stuff, and I don't
That's my
need,
thing.
yeah, like they
Yeah,
don't need to be educating their fans. I think it would be really
yeah,
cool if they did, but I don't think it's like a qualification. I'm not going to get mad at a celebrity if they don't make a
yeah.
comment on something.
And
Um
especially not on
yeah.
every single thing. Like this is my
Yeah.
thing is that like, you know, I think I think we need to stop expecting that every single person knows every single thing
Yeah.
at exactly the time that they need to know it because
Yeah.
that's like simply not realistic. And expecting a celebrity to, you know, kind of like say something right away as soon as, you know, some political thing happens, like, you know, expecting a celebrity to be like, you know, blah blah blah, here's what you need to, you know, this is what we all need to think about this or whatever.
Mhm.
I think that's just not realistic. I think we need to like get like kind of have a reality check of like celebrities are not political experts and we should not
Yeah.
be expecting them, you know, and that's not to say that celebrities shouldn't use their platform to, you know, talk about causes that they do care about.
Yeah,
Um
yeah. Like I'm
but
definitely not like, "Oh, you make music, so you need to just stick to making music." It's like that's just
no,
another
of
way
course
that
not.
this person is human is they're going to have opinions on things that aren't just like the art that they make.
Exactly.
Like
Of
and you're
course.
allowed
Yeah.
to do that. Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but yeah, but like, some political thing happens and your favorite celebrity doesn't like make a statement about it
Yeah.
immediately,
Or they make
like
a statement,
that's
but it's
fine.
like not as perfect and nuanced as you wanted it to be, or,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
I think that that is not like a this we should never like hear what this celebrity has to say ever again, or like stop consuming their art, or like, that just doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay, I actually think it's more helpful to let people who actually know what they're talking about an issue be the
Yeah.
ones talking about it,
Yeah.
rather than every single person have to like say something if they don't actually know have anything good to say about
Mm-hmm.
it, like, because I see this all the time where celebrities will like make a statement just because they kind of like have to make a statement, and they don't actually know anything about it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it kind of like drowns out the voices of the people who actually do know what they're talking about and do have something important and nuanced to say, and it's kind of like, maybe just let people who actually know talk, and it's okay
Yeah.
if celebrities aren't the ones like having nuanced political discussions.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. And I think that's very much connected to like the parasocial thing too,
Yeah.
where these people, you know, they really look up to these celebrities and they really think that they, like know what the celebrity is going to say already, so they have
Yeah.
expectations and they really want,
Yeah.
and they want them to say something because they're already connected to this person. And if like your friend or whatever suddenly came out with an opinion that you like really weren't a fan of and you had no
Yeah.
idea, like that would shock you, but it's like this person is not your friend,
Right.
like they
Right.
don't like yeah.
Yeah. I thought a lot about this when in the summer of 2020, when Black Lives Matter protests were happening.
Yeah.
This was, I think, my first time seeing this as strongly as I did then, I guess,
Yeah.
where people were like really not happy with celebrities who didn't like say the exact thing that they wanted them to say or whatever.
Mhm.
And I or like, people were saying like, oh, like, silence is violence and like all of this stuff, which I'm not trying to say that like, if somebody like, if somebody's saying nothing, you know they're necessarily excused. I don't know. Like there's nuance there. But like anyways,
Yeah. Yeah.
I just like remember thinking a lot about it because people were saying this on the celebrity level, but also like on like an individual level where people,
Yeah.
I was seeing a lot of stuff that was saying like, oh, if your friends haven't posted on Instagram about like Black Lives Matter, then you need to get new friends or something. Um and I just remember thinking like, you know, what does that do? If I post on my Instagram about Black Lives Matter, my friends already know what I believe. My friends already know that I am not racist and that I stand up for, equity and equality and all of these things, right? And the people that may see it that aren't my friends, who don't actually know me, like what am I gonna say that's gonna change their mind, or like, I don't have like the right words to, I'm not adding to the conversation basically.
Yeah.
What I can
Yeah.
do, like, I mean, on Instagram I'm certainly not adding to the conversation.
Yeah.
What I can do is talk to the actual people in my actual life
Yeah,
who
exactly.
may have like, problematic views or whatever,
Yeah.
and talk to them in a real conversation about these types of
Yeah.
things, right?
Which
And
also these celebrities could be doing. They
exactly.
could be like donating to their charities, having tough conversations with their personal family and friends, and we don't
Exactly.
have to know about that.
Exactly. That was my thing. I'm like, I like, I could be having, so like, again, during the Black Lives Matter protests, I was talking to my family a lot about it. Because I lived in downtown Portland like while it was happening, and so I was talking to my family, and there's definitely people in my family that were very, I think confused is the best way to say it, but
Yeah. Yeah.
problematic may be another word.
Oh no.
Um but I was like talking to them, and also I was donating money to a few places, and it's like, I'm not gonna put all of that on Instagram for everybody to see because it's like simply not necessary.
Yeah.
But if your metric for how progressive somebody is, or for, how much work somebody's doing, or how much change somebody's making, is what they say in a statement, or what they put on their like public forums, that's not going to capture actual work. It's
Yeah.
going to capture a lot of performative work. It's going to capture a lot of like, you know, um things people feel like they need to say but don't actually like mean or back up with money and action.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um
And I think that it's necessary to post like on various social medias about issues that you might care about, because
mhm.
that's part of awareness, like you're reminding
Yeah,
people of it and maybe even
of course.
educating people about it. But I also don't think it's like the one measuring factor of your
Of
impact
course.
or your work, or the one most important
Yeah.
thing, or the only thing. Like there's a lot of ways that you can spread awareness, or like make small changes or whatever. So yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, that's what I think about celebrity responsibility. A lot of people will say, celebrities have the responsibility to like use their platform for all of this stuff. And, I think to an extent, yes. But I also think, we I think we'll do ourselves and the causes that we care about so much more good if we don't require every single person with a following to like make a statement about every
Yeah.
single thing,
Yeah. Exactly.
Um on that, would you ever want to be famous? Do you ever want to have that responsibility?
I have a complicated relationship with wanting to be famous because, and I don't know
Okay.
if this is pretentious, but, and it's especially, I feel like, strange coming from me because I'm so introverted and I'm so shy and I have so little, like, confidence and self esteem and whatever. But, but I've felt like for most, if not all of my life, that I wanted to make an impact on me. I wanted to I want to like create something that's going to live longer than me. I want to create something that's going to like bring people together that people will like, and that, and I'm speaking like specifically art-wise, and even more specifically probably music-wise, because I am so drawn to like music and its community and the people who make it, who are of celebrity status, that like I I'm like, I want to do this. Like I want to create something that's going to make people feel the way that I feel about it, I guess. And
Yeah.
I think that I do have a thing about like, I think that there's a part of me that wants to be famous that's connected with that. Um
Yeah.
I don't know if I really like don't think I'd be able to handle actual fame well. I've never had more than like I 300 followers on any social media. Like I've never had anywhere like near that.
Yeah.
Um I say that because I think maybe I have 200 and something on Instagram. I don't know. But which is like wild to me. Like that's a lot to me. And it's like
Yeah.
nothing cuz it's like people, there's there's people
Yeah.
with many followers who aren't even celebrities. They're just like humans, and it's like what? But so I don't get like interactions. I don't really interact with people online, and I don't really get like strangers interacting with me or anything like that. So like, and I don't take criticism well. So in reality, I like really don't think I'd be able to handle it very well. Um
Yeah.
but like but there's a part of me that still like kind of wants it.
Yeah, I think I get it a little bit. I mean, because I think I kind of feel the same way. I don't think I actually want to be famous because I don't think I would handle it well. I don't
Yeah.
think I would actually want that. But, I do want my work to be famous.
Yeah.
I want to write something that a lot of people read.
Mhm.
Um and and to an extent, okay, I am not claiming that my writing on Tumblr is famous, because I don't think it's famous.
Uh-huh.
But there are, I mean, you are the only person who follows me on Tumblr that I actually know in real life. Everybody else is a stranger.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Um, and I get a decent amount of like interaction on Tumblr. I don't post there very much anymore because I've been doing other life things, I guess. But
Mm-hmm.
in my prime of putting my writing on Tumblr, like I have a few posts that have like hundreds of interactions,
Oh, yeah.
and they're all from strangers and stuff. And I don't dislike that feeling, and I've gotten some like criticism and some like negative things as well.
Mm.
Mostly it's been positive, and usually the negative things are like simply mean, like they're not like actual good comments.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
just like, you're ugly, and it's like, okay, bye.
Yeah, right?
Um,
Which I'd like to think that I would be that way too, like cuz I see people being mean on the internet now, like not specifically at me, but I see people being mean and
yeah,
I'm kind of like, "Oh, that's not cool." But then I scroll. Like I never comment on like I don't like interact with those people. I'm just like, "Well, I can scroll and
yeah,
never think about that ever again."
yeah,
So,
yeah,
yeah, but I
yeah. I
don't
don't
know.
know.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't I don't I don't think I actually want to be like myself famous.
Mm.
I do think, being famous for writing is less of like a fame pressure type of thing than like being a really popular musician or actor or like
Yeah.
social figure or something. I think you can kind of, I guess, for better or for worse, like hide behind writing a little bit.
Yeah.
Like you don't actually have to like talk to people very often. Um, and you don't have to like speak on things very often.
Yeah. Yeah.
Besides like in your book that you've edited a million times.
Uh-huh.
So I think where my fame would come from, if I ever was famous at all, would be something more manageable. But I think in the traditional sense, like, no, I don't want to be famous. I have thought a lot about having a YouTube channel, because I have a lot of things to say that I write about that I think if I said them out loud and put it on YouTube, would gain more attention than me writing it.
Oh, yeah?
Um, but I don't think. But the reason I haven't done that is because I don't want to deal with it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't actually want people to like watch me talk about something.
Yeah, yeah. And I guess you have to have that, whatever that is, where you actually want people to, yeah, to actually do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
So
just like a part of me that never wanted, and like I still don't, like I just don't feel like I could be happy living like a simple life, like in a small town, and I have my family and I've got my little job. Like, and
yeah,
that's
that's
fine
fair.
if you want that. Like, that's fine if people want that. I totally get it. It's probably the smart thing to want. But I've just always felt like I, like, needed to do more than that for whatever reason. Probably, like,
That's fair.
whatever artist part of my brain that's like extra. I don't even know what it is. Like, I don't even know what to call it. I just feel like I'm just extra in a way where it's like I need to create things. And also another thing isn't so much that I would like to be famous, is that I would like to reach a place with my art, or even specifically music, preferably as the like form of art, um to be comfortable, like monetarily. Like,
Yeah.
really, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter how many people know about it. Like, of course it'd be awesome if a lot of people knew about it, and a lot of people liked it, because it's great when people like your art that you make. Like, of course it is. But
Yeah.
really, it's not so much about the fame as it is about just like, in the society that we've created, you have to like make money to live. So if I
Yeah.
could like do what I love and live comfortably doing that, that's the real ideal. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel that. All right, I'm on the move, so I can get us a closer mid
Okay.
question.
Yes.
Let me pull a random one. I'm just gonna pull a random one, and we're gonna do it. Okay, this is kind of a good one for today's topic,
Okay.
and you'll have to tell me if we've already done this one
Oh,
because I
okay.
don't remember 1,000%, but I don't think we
Okay.
have. This is one of the original ones, I believe. So we actually have talked about it before, but not in this season
Oh,
of
okay.
our lives, I think. Okay, anyways, here's the question: for whatever reason, two unauthorized movies are made about your life. The first is an independently released documentary, primarily comprised of interviews with people who know you and bootleg footage from your actual life. Critics are describing the documentary as brutally honest and relentlessly fair. Meanwhile, Columbia TriStar has produced a big budget biopic of your life, casting major Hollywood stars as you and all of your acquaintances. Though the movie is based on actual events, screenwriters have taken some liberties with the facts. Critics are split on the artistic merits of this fictionalized account, but audiences love it. Which film would you be more interested in seeing?
I think that this like I've heard this before, but
Mm-hmm.
I think that it was like in our last season. I
I think
don't
so
think
too.
it was like now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I don't remember what I said. We probably like both said the honest one, right?
Um. Yeah, I think so.
Because it's like
I
real people that we know talking about us, right?
yeah
And that's
yeah
like so I'm so interested to know what real people in my life think of me. I have like zero
yeah
idea. I'm so bad at that.
yeah yeah, and I think like seeing something that's kind of fake anyways, it's like okay. And also like I would be interested to know like who they got to play me because
Yeah.
like I have no idea. I don't look like any celebrity or anything.
I don't think so. They would have to travel back in time to do me because the celebrity I've gotten the most is Winona Ryder. So they would have to
Yeah.
get like young Winona Ryder.
Yeah, that's true.
But then they'd have to find someone who also looks a lot like her to play my sister.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. See,
Just have the
like
Sprouse
this
twins
is
play Nicole and I.
oh my oh my god, stop it. That's the funniest thing you've ever said.
Okay. That reminds me of this meme thing that I saw on Twitter that was like repost this with like when the first time you saw yourself represented in television was. And I put like a picture of like the twins from the Street Life as I can go to
That's so funny.
you.
I don't
Anyway,
know why this is like getting me so much, but it really is.
I'm happy that it is. It makes me happy.
Oh my god,
Anyway,
that's funny.
thank you.
Um, I have no idea who would play me in a movie. Like, there's just I cannot think of a single person. Like, I don't know at all.
Yeah, I really don't know. In like celebrity wise, yeah.
Yeah, I don't look like anybody, really.
I really don't think that you do. Like I've never seen a celebrity and been like that looks a little bit like Allie.
No. And I think it's just because I'm like, well, first of all, I'm bald, which is one
I
thing.
don't know if there are other bald celebrities that
And
aren't
there's
men.
kind of not. Yeah. And then there are like some bald
Well,
black women, but obviously I
oh,
don't look like them either.
yeah.
Um and also like the amount of like short that I am,
Oh,
and then like also like the glasses and like the way I dress and stuff. It's just like just simply nobody like
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
so unique.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. I
yeah,
mean,
no,
I think that well, it said which one would you be the most interested in seeing. It didn't say that you had to pick just one.
yeah.
Cuz I
Yeah.
would want to watch
I would
both.
want to watch the other
But
one.
I
Yeah.
think that I would like watch the honest one first.
Yeah, I would definitely be more interested in the honest one because yeah,
Yeah.
I do want to know like if they got like, you know, a bunch of random people that know me and they were like, you know, tell us what you really think about Allie. I would want to see, I would want to hear
Yeah.
that, like what people honestly think about me, and also like apparently they have bootleg footage of my life. Like I want to see that.
Yeah. Yeah. It'd
As
be a
long as
little
I mean,
bit cringy. I think I'd have to like watch it alone in a room.
See this? Okay, here's the other thing that is not part of this question, but I'll just make it part of this question. You know, what would I want other people to see? The
Oh.
Hollywood one. I do not want like large
Yeah,
audiences
yeah, yeah.
watching the
That's how
honest
this kind
one.
of like ties into the celebrity thing. Is like,
Yeah.
I feel like that's different if you were already a celebrity, and then this
Yeah.
biography thing or whatever was like made about you. I feel like that's a little bit different than like
Yeah.
not being a celebrity and then having like a movie made that's like actual stuff from your
Yeah.
life. I don't know. Or
I
even
would
either
not
way,
want.
it's kind of
Yeah.
yeah.
I would not want like even my family or like my best friends. Like I wouldn't want them to watch like the honest movie with like everybody else saying stuff. Like I don't know. It just feels like too vulnerable maybe. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
like and it's like stuff that like I mean, so like you know pretty much everything about me. You know, like I don't really like there's nothing that I like keep a secret from you like on
Mm.
purpose, you know.
Mhm.
But it would still be like uncomfortable to like know that you had watched like my mom speak the honest truth about me or something,
Oh.
you know, or like
Yeah.
my other friends
It would
like
be very interesting. Like I feel like I would want to I'd probably be in it, to be honest. Like
of
we'd be
course you
in
would.
each other's movies.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so the Sprouse twins have to play you in my movie too.
Oh my god.
And then it'll be fine because then whoever they get to play me who doesn't look anything like me, it'll be fine because
Because no one looks like anyone anymore.
yeah, that's
Oh
so
my
funny.
gosh.
Okay, yeah. Well, interesting. I don't want to be a celebrity.
I think that like I'm open to the concept. I don't
Okay.
actively not want to be a celebrity, but I'm also not like dying to be a celebrity. That's
That's
where
fair.
I'm at right now.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll see. If you get famous, I'll at least be famous by proxy because I'll be like, oh yeah, I
That's
know.
true. Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
Justin says when I'm in a famous band someday, he doesn't want to be famous, but he's
Hmm.
going to wear a crop top to my shows.
Good.
Um that uh that like says something about how he's like sleeping with a bassist or whatever.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah,
that's good.
I feel like Abe's gonna be famous, so maybe I'll just like ride on those coattails.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be like a movie guy. So, anyways, well,
Yeah. Well, my
that was
6th
our
grade
little.
teacher told me I was going to be famous someday, so
Wow.
yeah.
That'll be a good shout out when you actually like are famous.
Yeah.
You could be like, shout out to the sixth grade teacher.
Yes.
Well, thanks for talking to me about celebrities.
Yeah. Of course. We always
Yeah.
have interesting conversations.
Yes, we do.